Hi, everybody, and welcome again to another episode of the Popcorn Watchlist podcast, where we get together and talk about our favorites in TV and film. I am your host, Xavier, and once again, the whole gang is here. I am joined by Anthony over to my left.
Howdy.
Out in the corner there, you got the young man, Zach.
Hello.
And back from his extended little vacay is Danny. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Danny.
Enlighten the audience. Where'd you end up going?
So I went to Alaska for a week.
Damn, was it a week? Man, it was a week.
It was 4 days or just a whole
5
Look,
days.
it was a
5
week.
days, 5 days?
We'll
It was
do
a week.
5 days.
We'll say it was a week.
It was a week.
It was a work week.
Yeah, Monday through Friday.
All right. How's the
Nice.
whole because every time I think of somebody like going to Alaska, especially now we're recording this like late summer, I think of the movie Insomnia,
Mm.
where it's just like the sun is never going down.
I mean, sunset was at 11 p.m. So
Nice. Oh my god.
it threw me off the first day because coming from Miami, that time difference was 4 hours. And I fell asleep with the sun up, and I woke up with the sun up.
Uh,
Oh, wow, it's weird.
I can
Yeah.
tell you that's really weird. That happened to me when I went from LA to Tokyo. I was like, all right, it's sunny, and then
Yeah,
like
from
long
LA to Tokyo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
long flight. You see like the light go down, and then like you go to, when you can go to sleep, you wake up again. You're like, oh snap, the sun's up again. Like I went to sleep when it was sunny, and then like it's
You woke
kind
up
of like
the next day.
I
Yeah.
woke up the next day. I time traveled because
Wait,
of
that was a direct flight?
No,
No.
LA is usually a connecting.
Miami
to
to
Hawaii.
LA,
Yeah.
LA to Tokyo.
Okay, so you don't stop in Hawaii and then
Nope.
take
No.
it from there.
No, it
Just
just
straight
went
across.
Yeah.
Like it went to like a
Wow.
weird. There's a weird path that they take.
Yeah, it's a big hub.
Yeah. So because of LAX, like you kind of go in this like almost like an arc shape all around. So like you bypass and
Yeah.
go north of Hawaii, then you end at Japan's Narita Airport. It's out to the east of Tokyo.
I can tell you.
Yeah. Fun story. I
That's
did that
great.
for my study abroad. Ended up because our LA flight was late, we ended up missing our connecting flight in Narita. So then we had to take a bus to get a connecting flight to Haneda, which is actually in Tokyo. So we got to like kind of see the city of Tokyo and everything ahead of time.
That's
And then
pretty cool.
we flew on All Nippon Airways. It's called ANA for short, just to fly to Osaka.
Oh, Anna, yeah.
And then from Osaka, we it was like straight up night, and we got to Kyoto from Osaka on a bus again. So it was like
Man.
it was like 24 hours of
Oh
travel.
my God.
Sweet.
Like almost no
You got
well,
to see some things you probably wouldn't have in the flight, though.
That's true. Also, that flight
Almost got bugged.
that flight was like had nobody in it, so we were all like taking 2 seats and just like trying to get sleep.
That's nice.
That was
I-
nice.
I had the middle seat.
damn.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Was it a straight flight from Miami to where'd you connect?
So I went from Miami to Dallas.
Oh, Fort
and-
Worth. Yeah.
Okay.
That was like 3 hours. And then from Dallas to Alaska was 6.5 hours.
What kind of
Ooh.
plane?
Uh,
From Dallas to Alaska.
It was not
Or
a big
Anchorage.
plane. It was,
It was a moderate
Standard.
yeah,
size.
it was a
Standard
standard
size.
plane.
It was a
But
sub-
Were you on
my-
the exit seats? At least.
No, man,
No.
he was in the middle.
No.
Like
Right.
pure.
That is the middle. Usually it is.
But my flight from Alaska to Atlanta, it was a pretty big plane. It had like 10 per row.
Holy crap. Okay, yeah, it's one of
Like-
those big jumbo
Like
jets.
343?
343.
Yeah,
Mm.
Okay.
my boy.
So that was
What kind
cool.
of plane is like that?
He's flying. He's taking stuff out. So yeah, that's awesome, dude. I got to enjoy got to see a bit of Alaska. Had some work
Got
stuff
some
on
nice
the
cold
side.
weather. It was 50, which is
Cold
nice for
weather?
Miami. Not cold weather, but I'm saying like
Cold weather. I thought you saying Alaska for a second. I was like, so you got it was like 0 over there.
No,
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 it was
no.
60.
Alaskan summers, man. You got 50 degrees.
it was really
shorts
nice.
weather.
Exactly. I'm waiting
Shorts
for it.
weather.
Man said shorts weather.
I mean, better than Miami heat. So
What?
The team or the humidity?
both.
Okay. Damn.
Wow.
Alaska, where's your team?
That's
Out in the woods with the Bears. Not even Memphis
Bears
Grizzlies.
and the Moose.
The Anchorage Igloos? Like, I don't know what that team is.
No, man. It's like the bass. I don't know.
The,
It's
the ball
the
toes.
spearmen. Like it's also the ball toes. Yeah, sure.
Damn.
The
Did
the
you watch
Mamelutes.
Balto when you went over there?
No.
Oh, my God.
We'll go over some of the movies I saw later, but this we were talking all together, and this brought us up to the topic we're gonna have today,
Ooh, yeah.
which is movies on a flight.
All right, yeah. This is exciting. This came up just as Danny got back. I was like, this is the perfect topic. Is like, whether if it's you were younger and back in the day when you weren't able to bring over a device that had like a pre-recorded movie, it makes you think that like the plane would always be given us just one film. It's like, all right, guys, and we'll be playing today. Sleepless in Seattle, or just what was it? Disney's Aladdin. Like, I don't know. Like, they'll just play whatever, anything on there, and then like you were stuck with either watching it or not, and everybody had the same screen. Or if it was a really older plane, there were no screens in the back of every seat. You just
At
had
the
like
top.
random projectors in the top and the middle
And
aisle.
everyone watched that.
And
one.
everyone watched it, and then they gave you headphones back in the day. Like, would you like some headphones? Here you go, and then you could
The
listen in.
cheapest headphones of all time.
the worst.
I think I got mono sound at one point.
Oh,
And then
I was about to say, like, how'd you get mono from wearing headphones?
shut up, no. But that would be. That's how bad
Who
they
was
were.
making out with your headphones? And why did you kiss them?
So then, and if you were really unlucky and the flight was so short, you got like a random network TV package of here's an episode of Big Bang Theory, or here's an episode of Law and Order SVU, and you got like 40 minutes, like half the episode, and then they
Yeah.
cut to like variety TV, and then it was, hey, you know what? This sucks. It's radio time. That was it back in the day. These days, everybody's spoiled. You can bring your own device if you have it. If you've gone on a plane recently, there's a whole selection of movies you can pick and watch, and it's pretty. What a time to fly, I guess, because you have the options.
I remember back in the day, like one of my first couple flights when I was a kid, I had like those portable foldable DVD players
Oh,
things.
wow.
Damn, I remember those.
I think I still have one in my house.
But they were like not small. Like they weren't big, but they weren't small.
Yeah,
right?
They were
Like,
it
they were
was like an
thick. They were
awkward-
chunky.
They're
Yeah.
like the size of like those separate monitors that you would put to your gaming systems. It was kind of like that.
That's
size.
right. Yeah, and it would fold up, and then
Mhm.
you'd have like
You'd have the like
the
tiny
DVD.
screen.
that
Yeah.
it's you either slid in or you had the tray out.
Yeah.
Man, and then you
Throwback.
have your own headphones, and you're like, all right, it's cool. I'm watching, I don't know, like random DVD.
Agent Cody Banks.
There you
Nice.
go.
Nice.
But
Frankie
yeah,
Muniz.
I think this is a fun topic. Like, I know Anthony has been on a lot of long flights. He has family in different parts of the world. Any movies, like, doesn't be your favorite, but anything that comes to mind?
Well, before I get to that, because technically that's Danny's, like that's our main topic, but that's Danny's recently watched and main topic, correct?
Yeah.
Because he was gone for about a week.
Yeah, it's true. So like it's kind of like his twofer. So like
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's like his 2-for-1. So in that case, yeah, I'll pivot over to Danny. Like you started off on it. So you can kind of like wrap it on into recently watched as well as stuff on a plane.
Sure. So, since I did have 12 hours of airport travel time each way, I did get to see
Lord of the Rings.
1, 2, 3, 4.
One.
I got to see 7 movies.
Nice.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Okay. And he has the list.
I have the list.
Go ahead, whip it out, kid.
All right. First one I saw was Whiplash.
Ooh,
Whip it.
Whip it out.
Exactly.
Nice.
Totally on purpose.
We did not plan that.
No.
One of them did.
So Whiplash, that's actually one of my favorite films.
It
It's a very good
was
movie.
really good.
That is a great one.
I still have
saw
trauma
it?
from my band
Oh,
days.
yeah, I saw it years ago.
Okay.
That movie brought back a lot of my band trauma from high school and college. It from Wind Symphony and jazz band. It's intense if you haven't seen it. Like, this was your first time watching it, of course. So
Yeah.
like
I was super
talk to us,
excited
man,
see
yeah.
it. I think it's on HBO Max. I downloaded it, and J.K. Simmons was stressful.
Very-
Quite not my tempo.
not quite my
He
time.
was a very intense man.
Yeah.
Won the Oscar for that.
He did.
He
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won Best
Best
Supporting
Supporting.
Actor.
Well deserved.
And Miles Teller was killing it on the drums.
I think that was the first Miles Teller movie I ever saw.
It's like
No,
Zack.
I
Before
saw a
Fan
couple
Forstick?
before that. No, I saw a few.
No, I
before
saw that before.
He's in a couple things.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
before
because he was
that.
in a lot of like he was in a couple of comedies and kind of romantic movies before that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was
When
the
he was younger.
first one that I ever saw. And then also, I guess the girl he goes on a date with is the girl that plays Supergirl.
That is Melissa Benoist. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then spoiler alert, dumps her for the drums. It's like, hell no, I ain't got time for this. I only got time to bleed with blisters in my hands.
He's like, I want to be the best, and I can't be the best if I'm going out with you. I was like, damn.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember that. He's just like, I gotta cut it all out. I was like, well, he's not wrong. Oh yeah, that reminds me. He was in Project X.
Mhm.
Okay. I think that was the first movie.
But he was Project X. He also cameoed in that other party movie.
Well, I was gonna say wasn't he in
Wait,
there was a
Project X is the one where like
was
the
a
kids
party.
have a party at their house, right? And
no,
like
I'm thinking of the one where he gets superpowers.
Fantastic Four.
No, oh no, you're right. I'm confusing him with Michael B. Jordan then.
They're both
With-
They're
also
both
for the-
Fantastic Four stick.
No, it was like
Come on.
no, it was like a like Project
Come on.
X where it's like a shot on a camcorder.
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
that
thing.
movie's awesome.
Yeah, that
Um,
movie's ridiculous.
I forget the name of that
No,
movie.
The superhero movie. Oh my gosh.
It's like
It's like
Um,
with Dane DeHaan.
It
Yes.
Michael B. Jordan,
but it wasn't Miles Teller, but it was Michael B. Jordan, I think.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that movie's great. Why can't I think of the name?
I can't think of Triumphant.
No.
Oh
It-
my
that movie
gosh.
came out like 2012,
no, yeah,
13,
it was
14.
really good. It was really good.
I'm going to cheat before
Max
Danny
Landis.
beats me.
Look up Max Landis. He
Max
was the,
Landis.
yeah.
No, it was, and it came out like in
Like
2010.
2012 or something?
early 2010s.
There it is, Chronicle.
Yeah,
Chronicle, yes.
That was really
Chronicle.
good.
Who's in
that
that
was
movie?
a really good one.
Not
Dane
Miles Teller.
DeHaan, not Miles Teller, and
Because it
Dane
wasn't
DeHaan.
Miles Teller. Okay, so that's where I was getting confused. But he was in Project X because I saw that movie and I don't remember him.
He cameoed. He was like
cameoed.
the
That's why.
senior, I think, that like came to these kids' party, right?
There's also 21 and Over, which is like also another like crazy party movie.
Which one is the one I'm thinking of then?
You might be thinking of, well, no, 21 and Over. He's the main character.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
him and the guy from Pitch Perfect, right? I think them two are the main characters.
Which one? Which guy from Pitch Perfect? Anyway,
The love interest, Anna Kendrick.
yeah. He's in
Yeah,
there.
I always get
Yeah.
those two movies confused, but he's in both of them. But Project X is the one where he cameos because he's like I think he's like a senior and like those kids school and like, oh man, he knows about our party, and he
Yeah,
shows up.
he just rolls up and he's like, "Oh
Yeah.
man,
it's like, yo, that's your party. He's like, yeah.
I mean,
He's
I
like,
haven't,
oh,
I
I'm
haven't seen
going
that
there.
movie in years. I don't remember too much about it, but
Anyway.
It was a big party.
but for me, Whiplash was like I think the first movie I ever saw with him in it, or
Yeah.
that I remember seeing him.
That's what put Damien Chazelle on the map, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what put him on the map. I'm glad you got to watch that, Danny. That's really like it's a.
I've had that one
superb
on my
film.
watch list for a long time, and it just got on HBO Max. I was like, super
did it pop
It definitely
from your
popped.
watch list?
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you have whiplash from how good
from
it
the
was?
flight too. I was like, oh.
Yeah. I hope not. Holy
No,
cow.
that was just how much you liked the movie. You're like, yes.
Dude. The one scene where he's trying to get to like the concert and he's like running late.
Dude, oh
that
my
that
god,
has happened to me.
the
like, where I didn't
stress.
An
have-
accident?
No,
Oh.
it wasn't an accident, but like I was stranded at home and I didn't have a ride to the concert. And my band director was like, "Where are you?" I was like, I had to call him from my house phone because at that time I didn't have a cell phone.
Like, yeah,
And
I'm
I'm
on my
just
way.
I'm just like, no, like I need a ride, and like I'm calling you. Oh, now I remember, it's not from my house. My phone line went out because we had just recently moved to the house and stuff was kind of janky. I had to use the neighbor's phone to call him. Like, yeah, like I don't have a ride. Like I'm trying to get a ride right now, and it might just be right on the minute. And I got there, barely warmed up, and I was like, and I got on stage right like 5 minutes before we were about to play.
Pre-Uber.
Wow.
Pre-Uber, everybody.
Yeah, pre-Uber. Everything that was, I've seen that whole movie, and yeah, I'm not a drummer. I play trumpet, but it was a lot of stuff hit really close to home in that movie, man. It was kind of awesome. Like it was like if like a grad student who played music was like, I want to make a movie chronicling my life, and then like it's a lot of twists and turns in that movie, a lot of emotional highs,
And
a lot of emotional lows, and a lot of struggle, and then like that whole last like
20
sequence
minutes,
is incredible.
like 15, 20 minutes was perfect.
Yeah. Not pitch perfect because he was just playing drums. So perfect. Nice. All right, cool, man.
What
What
were
else?
the other 6?
Hit us.
Yeah. So the next one is Taken on a truck.
Nice.
Wait, taken on the ice?
The Ice Road.
Yeah.
Ice Road, dude. We saw that
Yeah, we
one.
saw that one.
You know
That was pretty funny.
It's kind of like dark humor. Yeah.
Yeah. I well, during watching it, I was like, this girl looks so familiar, and it was Amber Midthunder from Prey.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. I just saw Prey.
Exactly.
Who was she in that movie?
She was one of the other truckers.
One of the drivers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember her from that.
I remember
the funny thing
Emmy
about
Rossum and who's
that's right.
Lawrence
Emmy Rossum's
Fishburne?
in this.
yeah.
Yep. The funny thing about that movie is I think it's adapted from like I don't know if it's like an Americanized Nordic noir movie or something like that. Like it was the adaptation for that was really interesting that I had looked into it and like I did not expect it to be like that kind of like weird dark humor.
Yeah.
But it's worth a watch. Like it's one of like the
It
better
was a good waste some time.
Taken
It's another Liam Neeson movie that you just
Taken
have to
esque. Yeah.
say taken
The-
by whatever is the main subject of the movie.
The ice
So,
road taken,
by
by,
the
the
ice.
sleet, taken by the snow. Yeah, it's
Like Taken's by Wolves. That's a good one.
taken
But
by
that one
wolves.
was good.
Yeah,
The
the gray.
Gray.
That
The
is
ending
Gray.
was great on that one.
Oh,
right, so-
and that was on That's on Netflix.
You
I
gotta
think.
watch.
It
The-
was on Netflix.
You gotta watch it after the credits, all the way till the end.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know people that didn't. I'm like, it changes everything.
It does.
It does. I don't think I've seen another movie that's like that where the like split second of what they show at the
It
end of the
was like-
credits changes how the movie
It
ends.
was the perfect use of an end credit scene.
Yeah.
And it's just like
But it's also
a second.
but it's also kind of like bad writing because not everybody's gonna wait for the credits. And
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because if you're gonna completely end your film at the end after the credits, it's like you should have an incentive for
Right.
people to watch.
people might be like, oh, that movie sucked, but because they didn't stay.
Yeah, and then they wait to stay and go, oh, okay, cool, closure.
well, then
To an
it's for
extent.
those who stayed at the end. You get the real.
Well, this was before.
Watch that Gray.
Yeah,
Zach.
watch the gray.
Is that
Yeah,
the Gray?
but also the Ice Road is on Netflix if you want to watch it.
I mean, that was before credit scene or waiting for the credit scene was like popular.
Not
No.
necessarily. It's just that people only do that for Marvel movies. It's not really a thing.
Like
for
you wouldn't think that
standard
movie
movies.
would have a.
Right.
But even then, there are some movies where I still kind of like, oh, I wonder if there's a credit scene, like even if it's not like a superhero movie,
Mhm.
that I still like. Okay, maybe there could be something. At the
Usually
end.
they'll do it like in the mid credit, but this one for some reason had it all the way at the end. But it was worth it.
What's the movie called? Ice something?
The Ice Road,
The Ice Road,
right?
No, this one was the Ice Road.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That one is the Gray.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the gray for sure. It's the
Yeah.
gray.
Not the Gray Man, just the
The
Gray.
gray. They had a. I remember Community had a random joke about the gray, but anyway, yeah. All right, next one.
All right, next one. I've seen it before, but I was recently going through this trilogy at a certain point in time. The Bourne Ultimatum.
The third one.
okay.
Yeah.
That's the third
I
one.
had seen the first and second one maybe a few months ago.
That one has a lot of shaky cam, but it's still good.
It does.
But it has
But-
a lot of shaky cam.
It's
It
really
was
good,
just
though.
all straight up action. This
Yeah.
last one.
Yep.
Which was fun while you're on a plane. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah, those
just
movies are
trying to
good.
get the hour and a half, 2 hours over with. So
Definitely
Dreadstone, still
look
getting rid of
for
Dreadstone.
Black Friday deals for those movies because I got it, I believe last year or 2 years ago on a Amazon Black Friday deal. I got the whole Bourne compendium,
Saga.
whatever they want to call it, all
Yeah.
the movies for like $20.
because
Jesus
it's five
Christ, it's
now,
$20.
right?
$20.
Exactly. $20 for the main three, the one with Jeremy Renner, and the one that's just called Jason
The
Bourne.
Jason Bourne.
So yeah,
The Matt
They're
Damon
all- they're
fighting
all
in
cool
South
movies.
Africa. I don't know. Yeah, they're fun.
watch them.
I like those
They're
the
fun.
political. They're
Yeah.
almost like these kind of like spy thrillers. They're really cool. Yeah.
All right, and then the next four,
Oh.
it's a mix between 2 animated films
Ooh, good mix.
and 2 drama thrillers.
What's up with dramas? Okay, I'm the only one. I'll tell my story later. Keep going.
So we'll start off with The Bad Guys.
Hey,
I haven't
that
seen that.
recently came
I
out.
heard it was pretty good.
It was actually pretty good, very enjoyable.
That's the DreamWorks one, right?
Hmm
Yes.
Yeah.
It made money. It surprisingly made them a decent
I
amount.
like the
chunk of
art
change.
style from what I saw in the trailer.
The art style is cool. The voice acting is great.
All I know is that what's her name is in this.
Aquafina
Aquafina's in the movie. Yeah,
and Sam Rockwell,
is the main
Cool.
dude. Yep. Oh yeah, Mark Maron's in it too.
Zazie Beetz, Anthony Ramos is in it.
Sweet.
Oh, it also has my boy Richard Aoyade from the IT Crowd. If you have not seen the IT Crowd, watch it. It's one of the few like laugh trackish like sitcoms I'll watch like just completely like without getting annoyed by the laugh track. Like it's just legitimately funny. It's a product of its time. It's like
Agree.
a British comedy, but it's really funny. Yeah, Anthony got me to watch it, and man, I couldn't stop. It's really funny.
But yeah, for the bad guys, it's like a heist type movie, or several heist type.
Mm.
And this one I was able to see it. 1 second.
Is it on the plane or did you download it from Peacock or something?
It's on Peacock, but this one I did see it on the plane.
Oh,
Like it was offered on American Airlines,
Their Wi-Fi
there you
service.
go.
Yeah.
All right.
which they had a huge list of movies, which goes on to the next one that I saw, which was also on American Airlines, because I've been wanting to see this one for a while, but it's not on any streaming service.
Ooh.
The Revenant.
Yeah.
And so this one I saw on my way back from Alaska, and I'm kind
Classic.
of glad I did see it after.
You should have
Because
seen it before. That way you could have been prepared.
Yeah. Now you would
No.
know what not to do when you would get mauled by a bear.
I would have been paranoid just looking around everywhere for a bear. Because that bear scene, I was like, how is this only 10 minutes into the movie?
Yeah, man. That's what won him the Oscar. It's
Yeah.
like I love there were jokes going around with just like, oh, and I'd like to thank a very special actor who helped me really get the most out of my role. And like he's pointing the Oscar out this way, and then it's the bear in the stands. Like, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also follows the trope of Tom Hardy either having something on his face or wearing a funny hat and making a funny accent. Like that's usually like,
His accent was
Just-
kind of weird.
yeah, like he was doing that. He did that show Taboo. He was doing still stuff from like I think Peaky Blinders. Like he always either has
his thing,
a
man.
funny hat or something funny with his voice.
Well, I'm gonna say that I think it was the first movie he did. There is one exception. Star Trek
Insurrection.
He doesn't have a funny hat
Is
or
it
anything on
Insurrection?
his
He has something on his face.
whatever the last
Which is
movie in that series.
Romulan
is.
makeup.
I think it's Insurrection.
But
No,
he's a
it's
clone.
Nemesis.
But he's a clone.
He's
It's
the one. He's the
Nemesis.
Nemesis, right?
It's Nemesis.
Okay.
Insurrection is about some type of like colony or
But
people don't
Insurrection
Okay,
die.
is
it
the
was
last
Nemesis.
one.
No, Nemesis is the last
Nemesis
one
is
for
the
the
fourth.
TNG
Four, right?
movies.
Yeah, there were
There's four?
four. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But
I always
he-
get those two swapped.
Yeah, I think Nemesis is
Insurrection
is
was
that
more
one.
like an actual like episode of Star Trek TNG, but they made it into a movie, which I liked. Even though I know for sure it's not for everybody. Nemesis was like that. We're gonna go crazy, super ultra action.
So that was
Also, we're gonna retcon stuff.
After First
and-
Contact, right?
yeah,
Nemesis,
First
okay.
Contact's the
First
second
Contact.
one.
Yes, the second one.
Generation's the first.
Yeah, I think that's the only movie that I can remember where he doesn't have anything on his face or on his head.
I don't know. He had
Did he have a
funny-
lot of makeup on
weird-
in that movie?
He ended up having a little bit of weird Romulan-esque makeup or something.
He was young.
But
He was young in that movie.
he's not Romulan. He's a clone of Paul.
That the Romulans made. They try to
I
do
said
it to
Paul.
like
Spoilers.
I don't know why I said Paul.
Paul Rudd.
Paul, like Atreides.
No, I was gonna say.
Spoilers. Don't even say it.
Atreides? No, it's like it's known from the beginning
I was
that
gonna say Jean Luc.
it
It's known
Yeah.
when you watch it.
like in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, but if you haven't watched it, then you know.
Because he's a clone of Picard, so is he? He's not really Romulus or Romulan. But
No, but he's just
I mean,
he really
I mean,
looks
unless
funny in
you
this
say
movie.
like he has a bald cap on or something.
Yeah, ball cap's a hat. I win. Give it up.
No. Come
Yes.
on. It's not a hat.
But it's not obvious unless you know that back then he had. I mean, he could have just shaved his head for all I know, or for all we know. But
So anyone who's bald is wearing a hat.
Wearing a funny hat. Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That's the logic. I'm kidding. No, I'm not gonna stick to that. There's no way.
I'm gonna say that.
But that wasn't his early career. He didn't.
that was I
He
think
wasn't
his
doing
first
his
movie.
hat or a weird voice in his movies. At
Yeah,
that time
I
yet.
think he had a regular British accent because
that was just
'cause-
his voice.
Picard is British. So
It's not a British accent. That's just his voice.
well, yeah. Well, okay. Well, to us, it's a British
Yeah.
accent. It's just his
Well,
voice.
if he hasn't done another voice like that, then that could be. If he's never used his original voice.
He has. He has.
Oh, okay.
Wait, does Venom count too, or like where he doesn't have anything aside from a
No,
beard?
he
I
just
mean, he
has
has
a
the
bad
Venom
New
face
York
mask.
accent.
But does a beard count? I mean, he has a scruff going on, but like,
yeah,
does that
I don't know.
count?
I would say he does also the Venom voice. He makes a funny voice because
Yeah.
he's also that's him doing the Venom voice.
Is that real? I thought it
Yes.
was another.
That's him.
No,
actor.
it's-
No,
No, it's
that's him.
The protector. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I learned something new.
There you go. All right. So Revenant. Yeah.
You
that
also
movie's
got
hella good.
Got Leo
Domhnall
his first
Gleeson.
Oscar.
Domhnall Gleeson. Yep.
and Will Poulter.
Which movie?
Donald Gleason's in that one.
Oh,
The
we
Revenant?
guessing?
For for Revenant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Domhnall Gleeson and Will Poulter. That's the kid who you've seen in that is it We're the Millers meme?
Yeah.
I'm just like, you're the what? Whatever. And he's gonna be Adam Warlock.
You get paid for this?
Yeah, you guys get paid for this? Yeah, that's the
He was in a fun movie I watched when he was young called Son of Rambo. So I recommend that. That's
Fun movie.
yeah, it is a very fun movie.
Son of Rambo.
Son of Rambo.
Well,
yeah.
he's gonna be.
It's a funny movie. And
Is that
he was
noth-
like 10 years old when he did that movie.
Does it have anything to do like a parody of John Rambo or anything like that?
No, but the kid likes Rambo, and so like he always like tries to like
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. I thought it was
Play
like
as, like,
legit,
Rambo.
like
Okay,
Rambo
great.
movie.
No,
but
no.
no. it's
That's
not a
awesome.
Rambo movie.
Okay. Nice.
Well, he's gonna be Adam Warlock. and
Yeah.
Apparently, he's gotten ripped.
yeah.
Yeah, man. You get that Marvel money. You get that Marvel diet, and you get that Marvel trainer. You make it happen. Where's my Marvel trainer? Where's my Marvel diet?
All right,
Gotta
and
get in
then
there.
moving on to the next one is an animated movie which Xavier saw a couple weeks ago
Mm-hmm.
with
Ooh.
the Sea Beast,
Yeah.
Netflix.
also on
Netflix. That one's very good. I keep
I-
telling
I
Zach
gotta
to
watch
watch
it.
it because of
I
the
haven't seen
water.
it yet.
Zach, watch it for the water.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the one.
The water
The nice
physics.
water.
Dude, it's good.
The Sea Beast kind of gives me How to Train Your Dragon vibes. If it was not a dragon, but in a sea beast.
In the Sea Beast. But also, yeah, in the terms of the art style, but also was directed by the guy who did Big Hero 6.
Oh, nice.
I mentioned that.
Mm.
I mentioned that
Yeah.
in the
So
previous
it-
episode
but
when I watched it.
is it a DreamWorks movie on Netflix or is it just like a different animation?
It's a
studio?
Netflix original, no?
If I believe it, from my recall, yeah, what?
Yeah, Netflix animation.
Yep,
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
they throw money around.
And you got
All right,
Yeah.
next up,
Yeah,
You
production
got-
companies.
Carl Urban on it.
Carl Urban's the
Ooh.
main character. I had to also watch it because what's his name? This dude who was in who played Moriarty in Sherlock Holmes: Game of Shadows.
In the
Jared
movie?
Harris.
Jared
Yeah,
Harris.
Jared Harris.
That,
Oh, I didn't notice that was his voice.
he was the captain.
Oh.
So Jared Harris, I have this weird rule. It's like, damn, if Jared Harris is in it, like I kind of have to watch it. Like,
I mentioned it before. You got to finish Mad Men because he's in.
I
I
bet
think,
he's really good in
I think
it.
he comes in season 3.
Ah,
So,
Damn.
and I know you
all-
stopped at like season 1.
Season 1
So.
was so hard to get through.
And you got to watch Chernobyl.
Oh,
Chernobyl, he's so
yes,
good in
I
that.
heard it's
It
very good.
is incredible.
Dude, that dude's too good. All right.
He was
Uh,
great in what was this show on Fox?
Oh man, yeah. It was it had Anna
Joshua Jackson?
Torv, Josh Jackson, the guy who played Denethor, John Noble.
Mhm. Yeah, he was
it
cool.
was
he was
Fringe,
a good,
Fringe.
He was a good
Haha,
bad
it was
guy.
Fringe.
Why did we both like forget that?
Why did we
a
forget
good show.
Fringe? Fringe was so cool.
Yeah.
That was back in the day where you had to, rip episodes by some people that will not be named had to be ripped from the internet because network TV did not let you TiVo them, or like the tech was really bad.
Damn.
And then we'd have to get through intros. So by that time, we were not skipping intros; we were fast forwarding them because 1.5
Did
times
you fast
speed
forward intros?
because it made the songs better. Ask Anthony. Ask the
Yes.
Breaking Bad theme.
Oh man, do that like times 3. The Breaking Bad thing.
It sounds like a rave. It's kind
Well,
of
I guess
creepy.
it counts because you're not skipping the intro.
Yeah,
you're
we're just
just kinda-
modifying it.
Fast forwarding it.
Anyway, yeah. So awesome. Sea Beast, definitely, like I said before, worth a watch. Keep
Yep.
going.
And then the last movie I saw, which was on HBO Max as well, is Last Night in Soho.
Hey,
cool.
Have you
Nice.
guys seen
Pretty good. Yeah,
I have seen. I
It's
think
on
we
in
saw
theaters.
it in theaters. He and I.
I did not expect it to be like that.
like dark.
Dark, but
good?
also going going back in time.
Weird
almost.
timey-wimey stuff?
Time
Yeah.
stuff, and I really enjoyed it. And it was by Edgar Wright,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. I like a lot of his movies.
Zach also likes a lot of his movies.
Did you ever watch the Three
Not yet.
Flavors Cornetto? You haven't seen Shaun
Hot
of the
Fuzz?
Dead, Hot Fuzz?
I think they're on Peacock now.
Wait,
Wait. None of them? You haven't seen any of them?
None of them.
Oh my god, Xavier's gonna kill you.
Come on, I've seen them at least 10 times.
This man
You ain't never
You're a
seen
dead
Bad
man.
Boys 2?
You ain't never seen Bad Boys 2 by the power
Zach
of
is always-
Grayskull.
We've mentioned this on the podcast before.
I don't
Zach's
remember.
I
always
don't
like,
remember
yeah,
you
me
saying
neither.
I've
I thought
seen
you had
none of
watched.
them.
Oh, I thought maybe you had watched Shaun
No
of the Dead.
way.
at
I think
least
he
or
just
something.
always stayed quiet and he
No,
didn't
I
want to say
just-
anything.
Out of shame, I suppose. I guess because now we shame you. Like,
Oh my God.
hell.
So I gotta watch all 3 of them. I
Look,
think
Hot
they're
Fuzz
on-
is
look,
Hot
so
Fuzz
good.
is-
No, Hot Fuzz is the best one.
I
Shaun
told
of the Dead is
you.
great.
Hot Fuzz is in my like top 5 Mount Rushmore of movies. It's that good, but
But-
it's so. But it's
Did
so
you say
smart.
top 5 of Mount Rushmore?
Even though there's only 4.
Okay, yeah,
on
okay.
there. Yeah.
Nice.
Like if I have
That's
Mount,
how good it is that it.
I'm gonna add
He
one.
creates a whole,
create a whole nother
head
extra.
in the mountain for
Yeah.
Top Fuzz.
so good.
Let me
Okay.
see. I think it's on.
But I will say
It's
that
on
Shaun
my
of the
Blu-ray
Dead.
player. That's what
It's on. He has all 3. Yeah,
Shaun
on
of the
Blu-ray.
Dead. Spoilers. They
No
tell you the
spoilers.
plot in the first 5
no,
minutes.
no.
In the first 2 minutes of the movie.
No.
Those are details you tell people after the fact.
After
They
the
go,
fact.
"Whoa,
It's
this is
not-
smart."
But it's for him to figure
it's
it
not a
out.
spoiler because it's at the beginning of the movie.
yeah, it's not.
But it's for him to figure out where that
The whole
moment
thing
is.
going. Pete.
And also, you have to remember
Got
that
red on you.
if you
He's
if
got
you
red
need
on
to
him.
take a shortcut. If you've never taken a shortcut before,
You gotta
you
take a
take
shortcut.
Okay.
What funny thing about I love with Shaun of the Dead is their roommate Pete is just Peter Serafinowicz. Like it's just like Pete. I'm just like what the hell. It's just like oh, okay. It's just they're gone, dude. And then Bill Nighy's in it. Like all like his like Edgar Wright's like core people that he always brings in.
kind of like how Christopher Nolan has like his actors.
Has my cocaine. Yeah, dude. What was it? These guys who the guys.
Yeah,
who,
he frequently gets like comedy people in his movies.
that's true.
British comedy people.
What
So-
was that? That's that series of the guys who used to do all the funny honest trailers. Like the way my honest trailers would pronounce like did it as a joke. This is great. Like I'll never hear his name the same again. I'm so sorry.
I think it was on the Dark Knight
Dark
Rises.
Knight Rises one.
yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right.
So they are on Prime, and one of
Just-
them is on Hulu.
Like-
Just to watch on Prime, like for free, or do I have
for
to
free
buy
or you have
pay?
to rent it? Because it,
No,
it
free,
has to say Prime or UHD.
like
or-
stream on.
Damn,
Alright,
it's
alright.
time, Danny.
All right,
Yeah,
get
we
ready.
could-
One of these weekends we
One
gotta
of these
do it.
weekends.
Yep.
Yes, sir. All right. So that was
to like a group watch.
I'm
I'm
down.
down for
If
that.
you
I'm
want
so
to,
down
I
for
mean,
that. No, no,
yeah,
I'm
you don't
so
have
down
to be
for
there
that.
if you don't want to, Zach.
I'm
but-
so
Yeah.
down for that. No, absolutely.
I mean, I
so
can
down
watch
for
it
that.
alone, but
No.
you guys are
No, no,
all.
no, no, no.
You can't
No.
watch one of my favorite movies of all time.
You have to watch it with
I have
us.
to watch it with you if you're seeing it for the
Yeah.
first time.
Yes, we have to watch it.
Dude, the lion roar like just gets me all the time. Just
with the sparks and everything.
with the sparks, like
So
just
it's-
Jim Broadbent, like it's so,
So it's
good.
Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and which
World's
Shaun
End.
of
The
the
World's
Fe-
End.
Shaun of the Dead. Do we watch it in release order?
No,
That's-
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
of course.
So Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End.
Yeah.
Okay, that way you see all the different tropes and the 3 of
The
them
World's
subverted.
End, not at World's End, because that's the
That's
Pirates of the
the-
Caribbean.
that-
Which
yeah,
Bill
that's
Nye
the-
is also in,
Mhm.
but we don't, like that's a totally different
that's
association.
Cross-
James
Cross-pollination.
Franco and that's
No, this is the end.
oh, this is the end. Okay, wait.
And I think
oh,
both
At
of those
World's End
came.
is a.
I think both of those came
Yeah.
out the same year.
So
I think so.
Shaun of the Dead is on
At World's End is
Prime
Pirates of the
Okay.
Caribbean.
to stream, and The World's End is on HBO Max.
Okay.
I think Hot Fuzz is on Hulu.
And Hot Fuzz is on Hulu.
Yeah.
So you got one on each.
That's
It
so
used to be where the
stupid.
first 2 were on Netflix, and the third one was.
Nah,
elsewhere.
they moved around. So
That's-
yeah,
the,
they moved
the
around.
the real answer is go over to Anthony's. He has the Blu-rays for all 3.
Nice.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
just how it's done.
Unless
So-
they have it in 4K, which I doubt. But
Well, if you rent it on iTunes, probably.
why do you need to rent it?
Well, I'm just saying,
We
like,
could stream
if
it
you want to
for-
watch it in.
No, I'm
4K,
just saying,
it'd be,
like,
rent it in-
It's if we already
iTunes.
have it for free to stream.
Well, yeah.
If it's
No, of
on
course.
if it's in better quality than Blu-ray, then
Yeah.
sure. But if it's not,
Yeah. Well, it
Pop
probably
in the
wouldn't be
disc.
in 4K. It'd be in HD if it's like HBO Max, knowing their track record. But
Mm-hmm.
get on that
But
Zaslav.
back to Last Night in Soho. I really like the visuals and style of it.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
had a cool, like, gritty, almost like that street city vibe in London. It was pretty.
Yeah, that kind of like it was like 60s like mod culture London, and like it
Like-
was like it was really like trying to like think of other things thoughts on once, but I like the whole idea, like what the whole conceit of why this is happening to the main character, like they
Yeah.
establish it from the beginning, and it's like, all right, cool, you're off like kind of in the countryside, and let's take you in country mouse into the city. And then, how do you relate to everything? I relate to the city, but at a totally different time frame because of her grandmother and her taste for music. So that was pretty dope.
Yep.
Yeah. And,
And
everybody in it was awesome. I forget her name, but she was in Jojo Rabbit,
Uh,
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Thomason Mackenzie.
Yes. Thomas and Mackenzie.
Matt
who-
Smith.
Matt Smith. Yes.
Morbid.
Morbid.
Morbin time.
He was not Morbin. No, it was not.
He was
Morbin
better in
time.
this movie.
Definitely better in this movie.
He was great in this movie.
Yeah.
He didn't have no workout montage.
Oh my god. Like Terrence Stamp is in it too. That's pretty awesome. He played like an older version of like one of the characters she met in the 60s. It's so
Had a
freaking cool.
couple twists at the end.
Right?
It was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, I liked a lot of the editing transitions that they did. It was really
Again,
Yeah.
Edgar Wright's just really good at that.
Like kind of like the mirror reflections and
Mhm.
stuff. Like those are really cool.
Exactly right. All the playing with light and color and what those signified, just so damn cool.
Yep.
Like, I think Zach, you haven't seen it yet, but I would say
Nope.
it's on Max, so give it a
HBO.
watch. It won't be in 4K, but
Nah,
It might
I want to
be.
watch it.
oh, it might. It's a newer
Maybe,
movie, so it might
yeah.
be.
Eh,
Yeah. But what like
I'll find out later.
so
I'll find
with
out.
these movies, Danny, some of them you watched on your personal device, and some of them you watched on the plane's screen.
Correct.
All right, way to mix it up.
So some I had pre-downloaded. So the ones that I had downloaded on my phone were Whiplash, no, The Ice Road, The Revenant. No,
I thought Whiplash was from HBO
No,
Max.
That's an HBO Max. one.
Whiplash was HBO Max.
Yep.
The Ice
So you
Road was
downloaded that one.
Netflix.
You
Which
downloaded
is
that one.
download-
Sea Beast, Netflix,
The Sea Beast was on my
Also
phone,
downloaded.
and The Last Night in Soho were downloaded.
and downloaded.
Okay.
So all the
So-
others.
Born Ultimatum, The Bad Guys, and The Revenant were on American Airlines.
Nice. All right. Very, very cool. Very cool.
Also,
Ooh,
I
yeah.
had shared with you guys kind of like some screenshots of movies that were available.
Oh my
And so I sent Xavier, I'm like, hey, I'm going to watch this movie. And it shows two movies on the screen. It shows the Revenant poster and next to it Resident Evil.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
And he's
I
like,
should've seen
you're watching the Revenant, right?
Yeah, just you're watching The Revenant. All you're doing is watching The Revenant.
And then I look, a couple aisles down, and there's one guy watching Resident Evil.
Nice.
So hope he enjoyed it. I saw
I
someone.
doubt it.
Tasty.
I saw someone else watching The Dark Knight, which
Good
Cool.
choice. Good choice.
good choice. And then the one in front of them was watching Everything Everywhere All at Once. So also
Oh,
a good choice.
already
for them.
available. Nice.
They must have been crazy, like blown away
Yeah.
by how wild that movie was.
So they must have had a fun time on the plane.
But then also nice and emotional too. Like again, that movie is all encompassing. It gives you kind of like a bit of everything. It's
Yeah.
so good. It really is one of the top movies that came out this year.
But yeah, that's my in-flight watch list.
In flight, recently watched watch
with
list.
no popcorn because they don't give you anything on the.
No popcorn.
No, he didn't
I,
even
I
bring
had
his.
pretzels.
I mean, they're still salty, sure.
Were they?
Yeah.
Were they even
didn't bring
salted
any-
pretzels?
You didn't bring Pirate's Booty or Orville Redenbacher's.
No.
All right. Well,
Candy corn?
ill. We eat candy corn.
I don't know, man.
Did you get a soda at least?
I wouldn't be surprised
I had an apple juice.
if planes you get
they
like
had a
old
very
candy
limited
corn
selection.
from
Get a
the
juice.
leftover candy corn from previous Halloween. They're like, oh, here's some candy for you.
Guys, give me a bag of peanuts and like a Sprite. Here you go. I'm like, I guess, sure. You have any cranberry juice? No. Yeah, man. That's cool. Again, it's a kind of sign of the times that you can watch stuff on your own and then see what the selection of the plane has to offer. Obviously, it depends off by airline, but I'll leave the floor open up to everybody else. Anthony, Zach, anything that you've ever like. If you ever watched the movie on a plane that it stood out to you, or just like you watched it, like anything that made it memorable or special, or is it just like, oh, I watched this movie on a plane, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a movie I've enjoyed. It's one of my favorite rock movies, like The Rock,
Oh man,
Dwayne Johnson.
I already know what movie's talking about.
It is The
The
Rundown.
Rundown. Yep.
And that movie is very fun. I had seen it before and I saw it in theaters, but I saw it was on the list. I don't remember when this was, early 2000s, but yeah, it was, yeah, good time to pass the time on the plane. I was like, yes, I'll definitely watch this. They had some other weird selections and a couple of romantic movies. Like, no, we're watching the rundown.
The romantic movies, you're like, ain't nobody got time for that. When you got The
It's
Rock
not
swinging with Sean Williams
not on a
Scott,
flight, and I don't know. I'd feel weird if
Christopher Walken's in
if
it.
the person next to me is like watching a bunch of people make out for a couple hours. I don't know.
Nice.
But yeah, Rundown is my movie. So if any of you haven't seen the Rundown, definitely watch it. It was pretty much when he got passed the baton, literally in the movie, from Arnold to like be the next action movie
What do you
star.
say? It was like just your chop or something.
No,
he
he
says
just
like really stupid.
it's a super quick cameo that he passes him in a club and he just says have fun. He says have fun to him. So it's like, it's
Your
yours,
time.
buddy. Now you're gonna be the biggest action star, and he is now, which is pretty nuts. So
Yeah.
So I got to get back on a plane and
and just watch,
And
the,
watch the
rundown.
rundown?
You can only watch the rundown, but on a plane.
nah,
Nice.
yeah. I don't know what streaming service it's on, but yeah, definitely go watch the Rundown. It's very fun. It's a fun romp with Sean William Scott.
Christopher Walken isn't
Christopher
he the bad
Walken's
guy?
hilarious in that movie.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario
Mhm.
Dawson and
Kino from
Damn it.
Ninja Turtles 2, man.
freaking said it.
Kino.
You guys, come on! Like, and then he just is just the crazy dude beating the Rock up. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah. And Crazy Animals. But yeah, they get stuck in the jungle. So
Yeah, and
before he did Welcome to the Jungle, Jumanji
Jumanji.
2 or whatever that was.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Welcome to the jungles.
So Rundown is a better movie than Jumanji.
Damn.
No, we mean damn. It's
I mean, okay, all right.
it's correct. I
It's-
mean the Jumanji
Jumanji's
movies are
enjoyable.
Fun. Yeah, they're fun, but no, the Rundown is better.
Okay,
Why not?
right on. Cool.
IMO.
All right, that's what we got. Excellent. Zach, anything? So if you can't think of anything right now, like if let's say you had to go on a flight right now to LA, what are you loading on your device to watch?
He's obviously going to watch Top Gun.
Of course.
Yeah.
I
They'll have
mean,
Top
you're
Gun-
watching a movie about planes in a plane. You might as well.
Are you gonna
right?
ask?
Or snakes.
Are you gonna
Or
ask the
snakes.
pilot to just try to like fly up and just do the
That
maneuver,
Inverted.
the Cobra maneuver.
Yeah, he's the Cobra. Of
the
course.
dive
I mean,
maneuver? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if FAA would even. Well, but the pilot, I'm sure, has the skill to do
off
it.
of
You know?
Zach's request, of course
Like,
he'll do
like
it.
So
who
the
cares
pilot-
about the FAA or laws or?
Make sure they
Laws.
don't go below the hard deck. You don't want to do that with a bunch of people.
The
on
hard
plane.
deck is made for the safety of the pilots and the planes. Just John Hamm yelling at him about the hard deck. But yeah, so other than Top Gun Maverick, anything else that comes to mind?
Well, I've never really watched any of the in-flight entertainment. I tend to, watch something off my laptop. Maybe it's a movie I downloaded. But I mean, usually when I'm on a plane, it's either a movie that came out 5 years ago, and they just like, oh, hey, look, we have the rights to play these movies on our planes now. Here's
Oh.
the last time that I was on a plane was 2016, maybe 2017.
That's the last time you flew on a plane?
I think so.
Wow.
Cool.
Okay.
And it was
Like-
to Seattle.
Nice.
And then
Nice.
back from Seattle, actually, technically speaking.
Mhm.
And this was 2016. I'm sure they had like, oh, here's the first Avengers movie, or something, or some
Even Age of
rom-com or
Ultron.
something.
Why not? 2015 that came out.
Yeah, they've definitely expanded their library in the past couple of years.
Well, I mean, they're adding movies that just came out,
Like, yeah,
like
like
everything,
Everything
everywhere all at once.
That's always been the case. Like
Doctor
they'll have
Strange.
movies that are technically in theaters. Yeah, I think I saw. Yeah, they'll always have it. Remember, if it's like right on the cusp, like it used to be that gap between hey, it's no longer in theaters, but
Yeah.
the Blu-ray release is coming out soon, or the the video release. So then hey, you can watch it on a plane still, and that was your like little gap if you really
Yeah.
wanted to watch it.
Yeah, but I mean, I would never just watch those. I would just watch whatever was, whatever I wanted to watch. I went through a phase for a while because, I mean, I've talked about How to Train Your Dragon like so many times, and how great of a franchise. it
Here
is.
he goes again. No, I'm kidding.
The water.
good.
The water was amazing.
The score. Oh my god. Yeah.
No, the score is
The dragon.
really cool. That really brings it home, But I did go through a phase where watching How to Train Your Dragon 100 times, and watching Kung Fu Panda 100 times, and watching all these other movies 100 times. That was kind of my entertainment because those movies are just so damn good.
Yep.
But I've also seen other movies, movies that maybe I hadn't seen in a while. Like I think there was one time, I think the year before in 2015 when we flew to Las Vegas and then drove over into LA and stuff. Watching the 3 Jurassic Park movies, like the first 3 movies that came out, right?
Okay.
Other movies, maybe like some Marvel movies that I really liked that I wanted to rewatch again, or maybe it was because the next Marvel movie was coming out, so I wanted to watch like any relevant movies that would tie into that. So,
Got it.
but there isn't really one or a few specific movies that are this is a great movie to watch when you're on a plane.
It's obviously Castaway. No, I'm kidding.
Air Force One.
Oh man.
I mean,
there are some
Air
pretty
Force
obvious
One?
ones.
Snakes on a Plane?
Snakes on a Plane.
That would be the best one.
it's definitely a great
Or-
chance to catch up on your watch list and just,
Or the one
Oh,
with
yeah.
or maybe something that you don't have available on a streaming service or haven't been able to find in
that
theaters
happened to
or
me.
anything.
Yeah, you're right. That happened to me recently with Drive. I was like in a really moody mood. And I'm just like, I want to watch Drive. And so I'm flying back from Phoenix and I see it on there. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, hell yeah, I'm watching Drive now.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, yeah, Oscar Isaac's in this movie for a total of 10 minutes. Like, but he's just too good.
And Bryan Cranston.
And Bryan Cranston. And Marlon. I forget.
Brando?
No.
Mac?
Marlon from Finding Nemo. God, I forget his name. He was in that one episode. He's in the opener of the show Curb Your Enthusiasm, where he was
Oh, the
they
new
found out he was,
season.
where he was a hoarder. Like, you're a hoarder. You're hoarding toilet paper. But it's
Albert Brooks?
Albert Brooks, yes. And he's like, you still want to go to the opening? And they're playing the theme like in orchestra. That's great. You're absolutely right about that, Danny. Yeah, like you can find little gems like, oh wait, I haven't seen this in a while, and you just go pick it up.
Or you could be like Zach, watch all of Jurassic Park.
Hey man, Jurassic Park. That's not a bad.
Pretty solid.
That's pretty solid. Like there are worse trilogies to watch.
Yeah, it's good 7 hours.
Yeah, it's good amount of stuff.
7-8 hours.
I'll tell you one movie. Well, technically it was 2 because it was on that first trip going to Japan, and I was kind of bored. This was back in 2008. iPads didn't exist, so you couldn't download stuff, and I didn't have a laptop with a portable DVD player to watch something. So I was stuck watching the in-flight entertainment. Lucky for me, this was like, what I kind of really understood and helped me get into more of the prestige dramas that were happening at the time in 2008. So they had 2 movies that I got to watch. One of them was The Other Boleyn Girl, with Natalie Portman and Scarlett Johansson.
The other? I thought it was just. Okay, never mind. No, never mind.
You're like the other
I'm like,
other?
is that a sequel to the original?
No, it's not the other Boleyn Girl. It's just you have Natalie Portman who plays Anne Boleyn, the famous one that can't produce a son, and then
The other one.
and then the other one was Mary, which produced, which gave from Queen Elizabeth, was Scarlett Johansson, and it's crazy because Eric Bana played Henry VIII.
Ooh, must be good.
Yeah,
Eric
so
Bana.
Eric Bana is really good in this. Years later, funny weird story is that like because of that movie, and I told my sister, man, this movie's really good. You should watch it. She watched it, and then there was this like show on Showtime. I think it was called The Tudors, and then that's where my sister's like, yo, this one dude is awesome. I go and watch it. Turns out that dude is Henry Cavill.
Mhm.
I was like, yeah, that guy's cool. All right, but
You
yeah,
also got Benedict Cumberbatch and Eddie Redmayne.
yes.
Good cast.
Yeah, the cast is they were still like sort of relative unknowns. Kristen Scott Thomas, Mark Rylance plays the dad of the Boleyn girls.
David Morrissey.
Jim Sturgis,
Cool.
it's surprisingly
Damn. Andrew Garfield and Juno Temple.
Stacked.
yup, stacked. I don't know where it's streaming.
Pre-stacked.
It's like pre-stacked
Before
beforehand.
they're all big.
I think you have to have
ScarJo is probably the most famous one
Big-
at that time.
That and Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like that, it's a real showcase of acting in that movie. Like, especially Natalie Portman, and Eric Bana. They did really, really well. I think she was nominated that year for that movie because just is that good.
Cool.
I think someone might have been also nominated for Best Actor, but they stood no chance because the second movie is the other movie that I saw that really has left like it's really imprinted in my brain as like a core memory is There Will Be Blood.
That came out the same year.
That came out the same, I believe, the same year. Yeah, 2008. That movie, man. Actually, no, 2007. So it was like they had it a little bit beforehand. And then Other Bowling Girl came out in 2008. My bad. But
Yeah, I don't need to watch The Other Bowling Girl to know that There Will Be Blood was better.
yeah, dude, Daniel Day-Lewis is insane in
Daniel
this movie.
Day-Lewis is in that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the
in
top.
There Will Be Blood.
Oh, I didn't know he was in that movie. I thought just Daniel Plainview was in that movie.
No, Daniel Day-Lewis. Oh yeah, just some guy named Daniel Plainview. I guess he kind of looks like this other guy who's a good actor named
No,
Daniel Day-Lewis.
I know he's in the movie. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's
that's
saying,
how
like,
good. That's how good he was in the movie.
He's
Like,
that character.
That character is ridiculous.
Well,
And that's
he,
on-
he does method acting, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Or he did because he's retired, I think, right?
Yeah, he's retired. That
And-
point, like you had to address him as Daniel Plainview, like on set and stuff. Like that's how he did that. So he did the same thing for Lincoln, and Spielberg
No,
did
was
Lincoln. He's
really
just
nice.
like,
Lincoln was a
dude, like, but the thing is, like, look at this cast right now. So There Will Be Blood. Not even getting to the whole like concept of what the movie's about,
Paul Dano too.
but Paul
Mhm.
Dano, Kieran Hines. Let me see. There are a couple other unknowns. Paul F. Tompkins randomly showed up in there. Randall Carver. I've seen him in a couple of little things. A couple other kind of like smaller bit people. But it is a Paul Thomas Anderson film, so that he knows how to work with Daniel Day-Lewis because of his later films like Phantom Thread. It is, dude. It's basically about a dude who is a oil prospector and basically using like basically doing whatever it takes to get this oil, man. And like, just going through character arcs, him having a son and dealing with family, and it's really emotionally like intense, but it's just so captivating. It's so good, so well shot. Everything sets the mood perfectly from the score to just like anytime Daniel Day-Lewis is in the movie, he just commands the presence of it, and the fact that he's there, he's like hawking around trying to get prospect and oil, these deeds for the land to prospect oil. He's bringing his son who has a disability, so he's almost like using him for that stuff, and the kid is growing up almost like resenting it, and there's so much, dude, like the whole I've abandoned my boy scene is insane.
Really
and
good.
and then it all
Have you seen it?
culminates.
No.
It all culminates to the scene. I won't even spoil anything. Just the line where he just says, "I drink your milkshake." Like, man,
You'll get it when you see it.
when you see that movie, you'll be like, "Wow, okay." Like, I remember watching this in the plane. I'm like tapping my buddy at the time, and and he's watching something random. I'm just like, dude, you need to watch There Will Be Blood.
Not
This
a
is-
random person next to you.
I wish. I think I would have done that to a random person too. It's just like, you need to watch this movie. This movie is so good.
Well, it is on Paramount Plus.
All
if you
right.
have
I do
Paramount
not have
Plus.
I
Yeah.
don't have it yet either, but I
Last time I
Might
checked,
You're gonna get it
somewhere-
now, so you can watch.
well, not
Top
for
Gun,
that,
right?
but
for Top
well,
Gun.
He's like that,
Well.
Top Gun and Halo,
Yeah, I think it's coming out in like a week.
And probably all the Indiana Jones.
and
Is it
all the
very-
Indiana Jones.
it is
Yeah.
very tempting.
Yeah, Paramount has some good gems there. They also have that series with Miles Teller, about
The
the
Offer.
offer.
About the-
Yeah.
The Offer.
Yeah, the offer. Yeah.
I gotta see that.
But yeah, those two movies on that trip, because it's such an important part of my life. I'm going to Japan, but then to spend the time and kill the time, I watched two really incredible movies.
Nice.
Like especially There Will Be Blood. Like I think that really, I watch movies
Was that-
recreationally.
Was that your first time watching it?
Yeah, my first time
Oh,
watching it.
damn. Nice.
It was my first time watching both those movies in the plane. But watching There Will Be Blood, man, that left such a massive impact.
It's cool to think that you remember a movie that you saw like that on
Yeah.
a trip. Like you could put it together, knowing that you went on that trip and you saw that movie. Now, for me, I'll probably always remember I saw The Revenant on this trip.
You're like, I'm so glad I watched it
with,
after.
with the bear and in Alaska. So
Well, speaking on that, a little aside, it's not on a plane, but something that really made me remember this trip was I went on a cruise, I think in like 2005
Mm-hmm.
with a couple of friends, and kind of like planes, they also have their own, like, not in flight but in cruise movies.
Yeah.
And that's where I watched Matchstick Men. I mentioned it when
Yeah,
we were doing our
couple
Nicolas
episodes
Cage
ago.
movie,
Yeah.
our podcast. So that was the first time I saw that movie. But on the cruise, it was kind of like what they do on planes. It was edited. So whenever the characters would curse, they would say different words, and it was hilarious. So anytime you would hear them say, like, if they were gonna say shit or bullshit, they would say, "That's hogwash," or
That's hogwash.
they definitely. So the two I remember is them saying hogwash and oh my god, was it horseradish? Like,
Yes.
dude, it was. We were laughing so hard at this, and so with that movie, and then the following day, we were flipping through the channels that they have on the random channels that they have on the cruise. We were going to the Bahamas, so some of these were like international channels. They were showing Speed Racer, the cartoon, but it was like, I think it was like, so the English version of Speed Racer, but it was dubbed in like Spanish and then overdubbed in Portuguese. So so we were watching this and we were hearing like 3 different audio tracks, and it was hilarious. We were like, we couldn't stop watching it because we were like, what are we watching? Because we couldn't understand anything. We're like, why are they showing this? Why is it triple audio on this? But yeah, so like you were saying, those 2 things on that trip.
To the bank
The
speed.
trip itself
Oh my
was really
God.
fun, but I definitely remembered that movie and that freaking Speed Racer, Portuguese Speed Racer.
Portuguese Spanish Speed Racer. No way.
That's
Yeah, it
awesome
was
though.
awesome.
But it's great to have that as like a memory. Or
That's hogwash.
That's hogwash. And then you see like the lips not say
Not
hogwash, and you're just
sinking.
like,
Of course.
what? That's the best part.
You can hear
You're
the
just like,
ADR. That's like way different than.
But nothing beats the edited version of Snakes on a Plane, where Samuel Jackson says, "I've had it with these monkey fighting snakes
on this
on this Monday through Friday plane."
wow.
Nothing
Wow.
will ever
Monday through Friday.
ever
TNT.
beat
That's
that.
the TNT edit. That's what I call it. The TNT,
like TNT
edit.
or FX or whatever it was.
No, yeah, that's TNT. FX could try to push a little further, but the TNT edit. Yeah, man.
They know drama.
They know drama and how to ADR.
Wow.
Man. But like Danny mentioned it before, airplane trips are a great time to, if you need to get some rest, sure. But if you want to catch up on your watch list, you go ahead and do so. You'll have some fun. These days, you'll probably have a better screen in your hand than you do in the seat in front of you. And also you'll probably have access to better headphones. But I think it's still a great opportunity to just to get something, maybe make some fun memories. If you're traveling with friends or with a group, it can be a nice, good old fun time. And with
Bless
that, yeah.
No, saying bless you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Mr. Sneeze, bless you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
With that, everybody, I invite you all, everybody listening and watching, to interact over with us on social media. We'll be posting up on Twitter, on Popcorn Watchlist, and Instagram, Popcorn Watchlist. We're gonna have a poll that shows, what's your favorite movie to watch on a plane, or what's your favorite memory, like mine, of like that stands out while you're on a trip. Great movie you saw while on a plane recently. Interact. We want to hear all your results. We'll share all what you guys have put out there. We are really excited to see what you guys share with us on that. With that, we'll close it out for today. The popcorn has run out of the bag. But until next time, catch us again, and we'll talk more movies and film for you guys.
Later, guys.
See ya.